So very good evening to all. Welcome you all. This is our second demo lecture. Today we will cover this topic, that is a science 2 chapter number 1, heredity and evolution. So now what is in this chapter? See, heredity is basically deal with whatever the genetic characteristics that you have. So whenever the term is called genetic, it relates to your DNA. So this part, which is totally based on your ninth standard, chapter number 16, and this is the another part of this same chapter. It is deal with evolution. So today we are going to cover what is evolution and evidences of evolution. Evidences of evolution. So this topic we will cover today. So let's begin with now evolution and what is now term evolution. What you can understand from this term evolution. Evolution किसका पढ़ना है? Evolution पढ़ना है Earth, or rather we can say the bioorganism, or we can say the living organism on the Earth surface. How get they evolved? वो किस तरह से developed हुए हैं? So that will be our today's mandate. So let's begin with this topic. First, what do you mean by the evolution? As you can see in the picture, in first picture you can see we have gradually developed. So these all stages of the development of human, it is not all of a sudden. ये कोई sudden change है नहीं. ये change कैसा है? This change is very slow change. Am I right? So this change is very slow. So such a slow and gradual change is called as evolution. So we have to study both human evolution as well as evolution of the earth. So what you can see in this picture, this is very informative image. देखो यहाँ पे आप क्या सीख सकते हो? Okay, as we know, the earth is very hot in initial phases, then it cools. Okay, as time passes, after that it get cooled and there is a generation of water on the earth's surface, and that water further leads to formation of unicellular. These are the unicellular organisms. Then from that unicellular we have the multicellular organisms. In such a way the beautiful earth has evolved. So this is what, this is the evolution what we have. And what these two pictures are in, this bottom pictures are indicating, जिस तरह से हम लोग पोल्यूशन करते जाते हैं, कर रहे हैं, so it is going to be end of the earth one day for sure. So we need to understand from this phase to this phase how we have evolved, or how these organisms here are evolved. So let's begin with this picture. Okay, so billions of years ago, what was there? It's simply formation of what? Prokaryotes. The prokaryotes, it means what? These are the organisms which are not that much highly developed, I can say, or we can say they don't have distinct nuclear membrane. Then we have the eukaryotes. In similar way, gradually, see this billion years ago, such a huge time it is. So one by one, the all organisms get evolved. So what does it mean evolved? It means they are slowly developing, and in such a way we have now mammals. So we all going to see what is the link. तो यहाँ से आपको एक चीज यहाँ पे नोट करनी है बच्चों लोग, ये सारे जो आपको एनिमल्स और वी कैन से ऑर्गेनिजम्स जो यहाँ पे हम लोग ये देख रहे हैं, दिस ऑल आर कमिंग फ्रॉम दिस वन सोर्स. सो दिस सोर्स मस्ट बी कॉमन. प्लीज नोट दिस, this source of this all organisms must be common. So they have a common ancestors, right? So we need to prove that. So let's start with this theory of evolution. So I will explain you now the Big Bang theory in short, and what is the theory of evolution, and then we will come to what? Evidences. So let's begin with what? Big Bang theory. Okay, what is this Big Bang theory about? So what is this Big Bang theory? Okay, simple. As we all know, we are humans, we are living on the earth. This earth is a part of one of the what? Solar system. So we have such a another solar system. So it's a बहुत सारे solar system 1, solar system 2. So we have the n numbers of solar system. So these all solar systems begins to form what? Galaxies. And these all other galaxies will form what? Universe. So now try to understand. This is the universe and we are the smallest part of this universe. बहुत छोटे हम यूनिवर्स के सामने. So ये जो यूनिवर्स है इसका इवोल्यूशन कैसे हुआ है, ये यूनिवर्स किस तरह से फॉर्म हुआ है, that all evolution is explained in Big Bang theory. So आपको इतना यहाँ पे समझना है कि बिग बैंग थियरी किसके बारे में है और ये क्या बताती है. So Big Bang theory is saying that the earth or this universe is continuously contracting, okay, continuously expanding, sorry, it continuously expanding. ये क्या हो रहा है, दिन ब दिन क्या हो रहा है, expand होते जाता है, and this it is an evolution from your universe and your solar systems, or we can say the earth. तो हमें इतना ही बिग बैंग थियरी के बारे में पता होना चाहिए, एटलीस्ट एट दिस पॉइंट, because what we have to study is evolution of the earth or evolution of the organisms on the earth. So let's begin with now what. So here you don't need to learn everything, just try to use your concept, or we can say the knowledge. See, organisms are basically made up of what? These all are made up of cell, right? Cell is a basic structural functional unit of life. So we have cells combine to form tissues combine to form organs will form organ system, and this organ system will form body. So that, what is this cell about? Cell को अगर देखें तो क्या होता है, we have a cell, inside we have the nucleus, and in that nucleus we have the very important component. What is that? Can you put in the chat box? What is that component in the nucleus? That is very, very important, where our genetic information is stored. Okay, so that component, the structure is this. Yeah, very good. So you are giving the answers. Fantastic. DNA. Okay, so what is the DNA? Deoxy ribose nucleic acid. Please see this word, last word, acid. So we can say this cell is living one, but it somewhere has origin in the acid. So acid is nothing but it is what? Chemical, right? So remember this, our living presence or living existence is somewhere related to what? Chemical formation. Are you getting what I'm saying? It means we must have something, some chemicals, and from that chemical we have generated the DNA, and that DNA will further lead to formation of cell, and further this whole biodiversity has arisen. Okay, so please can you tell me, are you understanding? Is it make it any sense whatever I'm telling? कुछ समझ में आ रहा है या नहीं आ रहा है? Please let me know in the chat box. So now here we just concluded that the living existence or living start having something relation with what? Chemicals. So how it is? So let's see here. I can say at the first point that we have the sun, okay, or we have the earth, a solar system, and that we have the earth is a part of that solar system. So initially this earth having what? This earth is made up of hot gases, right? So these are the hot gases present in the earth, which like H2, okay, nitrogen, oxygen, whatever the hot gases are there. So these are the hot gases which are present on the earth. Then these hot gases must reacted with each other. ये एक दूसरे से react कर चुके होंगे, and that is the cause for the formation of H2O, that is water. and along with the water, these all chemicals must form the compounds. What are the compounds that we know? Okay, so compounds, generally there are simple compounds or complex one. So whatever complex chemical or complex compound are there, these are formed because of this gases or chemicals. And because of this complex, we have structures like what? DNA. So this is the first point, that we have a cell, right? So see, this is the first half of the theory of evolution, in which what we got, how DNA could have arisen or DNA have evolved. Now आगे वाला part हमको पता है. Suppose you have what? Cell. So from that cell, beginning with cell, there are called as what? Prokaryotes. Now, what are these prokaryotes and eukaryotes? देखो ये वर्ड हमें बार बार आएंगे, तो इनको अच्छे से यहाँ पे ही क्लियर कर लो. प्रोकैरियोट्स का मीनिंग होता है, आई कैन से दे आर सिंपल वन, इन सिंपल लैंग्वेज आई कैन से, एंड सेकंड वन इज यूकैरियोट्स का मतलब होता है एडवांस. देखो एडवांस और सिंपल, व्हाट डज इट मीन? सपोज यू हैव न्यूक्लियस, न्यूक्लियस के सराउंडिंग में क्या होता है? न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन, देन यू हैव द सेल, साइटोप्लाज्म. So this is your structure, right? If this organisms having well defined nuclear membrane, उनके पास well defined अगर nuclear membrane है, so और proper cell organelles है, so it is in advanced stage, or we can say not advanced but highly developed one. We can use the better word, develop. So such a cells or such organisms are called as eukaryotes. And the primitive one, देखो primitive, primitive का मतलब होता है बेसिक, बहुत सिंपल जैसे स्टार्टिंग वाले, उनको कहते हैं प्रोकैरियोट्स. क्या कहते हैं? प्रोकैरियोट्स. सो यू हैव फर्स्ट जनरेशन ऑफ सेल, एंड फ्रॉम दैट सेल यू हैव प्रोकैरियोट्स एंड यूकैरियोट्स. नाउ ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. सपोज ऐसे होता नहीं है, बट आई एम जस्ट गिविंग एग्जांपल. There were 100 organisms. There were 100 organisms. तो ये 100 में से कुछ 20 और 80 यहाँ पे. Okay. So what has happened? These 20 they are satisfied कि हमें ये जो conditions है ये अच्छी है, हम लोग ऐसे ही रहेंगे. But these 18 are not satisfied with the conditions. They are evolved further to form unicellular. So these both are unicellular. But further they have developed into what? Multicellular. Try to understand, बच्चे लोग. So first they have a unicellular structure, then developed into multicellular. So now ये सारा जो process हो रहा है, these all are aquatic one. These all are what? These are all present in the ocean. So these are aquatic like amoeba. So now in that we have डेवलपमेंट. सो यहाँ पे और डेवलप्ड स्पेसिस बनते गए, छोटे से अमीबा से लेके थोड़े बड़े बड़े आपके ऑर्गेनिज्म डेवलप होते गए. देन वी हैव द डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ क्लासेस. सो दैट ऑल यू हैव स्टडीड इन योर 6th चैप्टर, एनिमल क्लासिफिकेशन. ओके, और नहीं पढ़ा है तो हम लोग पढ़ेंगे. सो देयर इज 80 में से नाउ सी 60 okay has settled here, but remaining 20 are still not comfortable with this condition, or I can say there are changes in the surrounding. देखो ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स है जो मैं बता रहा हूँ, ये वर्ड्स को नोट करो बच्चों लोग. चेंजेस इन द सराउंडिंग, दैट्स व्हाई दिस 20 हैज टू अडॉप्ट देमसेल्व्स. उनको खुद को अडॉप्ट करना था, तो उन्होंने क्या किया? खुद में डेवलपमेंट किया, और नाउ दे कैन लिव ऑन द बोथ in water as well as they can live on what? Land. Are you getting what I'm saying? So see, this is a change. This is the change which is happening. But this all changes are what? These all changes are very, very slow process. So such a gradual change is called as evolution. तो देखो यहाँ पे क्या हुआ? यहाँ पे आपके सारे आ चुके हैं aquatic, living in the water. Then here you have living on a land as well as on in the water. Then you have living only on a land. Then you have mammals, reptiles, which are crippling, and the next we have the mammals, and in between we have the birds, aves, birds. तो see, आप थोड़ा सा पीछे चले जाइए. Billion years ago, what was the stage? Prokaryotics and eukaryotics, which are not that, they are primitive one. But from there, now today we have this kind of animal species. So this is the evolution that we have to discuss, that in theory of evolution. Okay. Okay. So we will now highlight some part, whatever we have learned. So if you have a textbook, then please highlight along with me. So what is the evolution we have studied? Evolution is what? It is a change which over a long duration. This is a slow growing process, is it? And that slow growing process, which is called as what? Evolution. And here the word comes natural selection. I will tell you later on what is this natural selection. इसके लिए मैंने आपको एक वर्ड के ऊपर एम्फासाइज करने के लिए कहा था. That word was what? Change. I said there was some change in the environment, and because of that change you need some adaptation in yourself. So you need to change, you require some change within you to sustain in that environment. So that is the nature who decides कि आपको किस तरह से रखना है. So अगर nature decide करेगा, that's why it's called as natural selection. Okay, we will study in Darwin's theory. So see, 3.5 billion years ago, see बच्चे लोग 3.5 billions. So it is a very, very small process. We can say like this, right? Because it is 3.5 billion years ago. That's what we have. Next, life had been started on the earth. The beginning, what was there? Simple elements. So see, oxygen, nitrogen, I said. So these are the simple elements we have. And from that simple elements, there are organic and the inorganic one. It means there is a formation of compounds which might be organic or inorganic, and such a compounds further converted into complex compounds, and they form proteins and the nucleic acid. And DNA is what? DNA is a one kind of nucleic acid because it is present in the nucleus. So nucleic acid has formed, and from that first primitive type of cell we got, that is the mixture of different types of compounds. This number of those cells may be increased, और ये cells का number increase होता गया, और increase होते होते they shown good growth, and in that way they have. Now see, these two lines are very important. Some of them have perished and they could not adjust with the surrounding. As I said, 20, 80 was there. After 80, 60 were moved to next, and 20 were settled there. It means either they have settled or they perished. What does it mean? They couldn't adjust with environment. Okay. So at the present, we have what? Different kind of huge diversities. Okay. We have small unicellulars to multicellular. We have smallest chlorella to huge banyan tree. Then we have, so this all diversity is result of what? Is result of evolution. So what is evolution? It is a gradual development of living organism. This is evolution for us. Okay, so now we will see the definition of evolution. So this is what? Formation of new species due to change, several generations of living organisms as respect to the natural change. So I can say in the two terms, it is very simple: small gradual development. Okay, so now if you want to remember this complete theory of evolution, how is it? Just it required some words. So see, how was the evolution? Very simple. We have the earth, and it is 3.5 billion years ago. So this will give you an idea how slow it is. Then you have what? You have the first elements, and these elements are generally what? Simple elements. These simple elements further converted into what? Compounds. And these compounds of a two type, organic and inorganic. And these organic compounds further divided into derived into what? Complex compound. And this complex compound is nothing but your what? Nucleic acids. And such a one nucleic acid is your DNA. And that is lead to what? Formation of cell. So this is your theory of evolution. Are you all clear with this theory of evolution?